we're living in a time where people have like this idea that the movement is supposed to be perfect, and that they expect perfection of the movement, of other people, this kind of like purity politics, like unless you are like perfect, it's somehow not worth it to do anything. And so, but yeah, like, I don't know, building movement is a messy thing. We're a product of the world, and we're also trying to change the world. So it's going to be full of all the mess and complexity and contradictions of the world. And so just being able to like push through that and fail through that and keep getting back up, keep pushing forward, the resilience that I think we forged to that is like just such a gift and a blessing.
What is it within your organizations that that you've built to make sure that you can make these mistakes and still have that sense of community that will support you?
I mean, I feel like the other dynamic in this is just when we started Dream Defenders 10 years ago, when BYP was starting, it didn't have the organizations didn't have the level of visibility. Like we had to build that, you know, like we were just like a ragtag group of young people coming together, planning a march across the state, you know, but we'd never built an organization before. And then, you know, after the Capitol, when we like surged into the public spotlight in this big way, the level of like expectations that get like projected onto the organization, and you know, like anything, social media is such a farce. Like what you see on the internet is really different than like the reality of actually being in the ins and outs and the day-to-day of building an organization. And so I think like one of our challenges too is that like people just come in and like with really high expectations of like what the experience is going to be, but like actually building an organization is like really grueling, challenging work. It is like, you know, the like non-sexy work of like knocking on doors where you're like planting seeds, but you're not seeing those seeds bloom. And I think one of the challenges now is like, how do we get, and I think it's even like more challenging in the age of the pandemic, is how do we get people to like ride through that process with us when people like are, you know, this American culture, like microwave, want instant results, expect it to be like, you know, a happy ending with a bow on top, you know, like that's people's expectations of what experiences are. And like actually organizing, especially in the conditions that we are in, are full of heartbreak, you know, and like we have to keep resisting and fighting because there's no, you know, there's no alternative to doing that. So yeah, it's a huge uphill battle. I mean, in our membership handbook, like when you join the organization, one of our principles is fail forward. And I think people get it maybe on intellectual level, like, okay, there's going to be failure as part of this and we have to keep getting back on the horse. And it's totally different to like actually experience that and keep doing it, you know, and continue to have hope and continue to you know, have patience for each other, have patience for the process. So yeah, it is an ongoing battle. And yeah, I think especially in this age of social media, it's really challenging to prepare folks for what it really means to be an organization.
And I realize